So we've got Rov banning out Redwoods, fairly standard. We've got Lev banning out Ballroom, which I don't know, is that a targeted thing against Rov, or is it like is maybe Lev uncomfortable on Ballroom? Because it's not something that you see banned all too often.
Well, Rav kind of picked Ballroom from what I saw in the stats, and Lev's stats on Ballroom weren't the greatest.
Okay,
And so I'm gonna assume he's not that comfortable on Ballroom and wants to avoid it with Rav.
gotcha. Okay, and then we've got Rov throwing a restrict onto Balcony, and Lev restricting Modern. Okay, Lev was vocal about not liking ballroom, is what Twitch chat is saying. We've then got Rov double picking gallery and single picking modern, which was Lev's restrict, and we've got Lev double picking aquarium and then returning the favor over to Rov and picking their restrict. So some bigger venues followed up by a big dice roll at the end to close us out. And Loris, you said you were predicting a 7-5 win for Rov?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 7-5 for Rav.
Okay. I don't have enough information. I've only played them a little bit and I don't really remember how it went, but I'm gonna guess like maybe 7-3 for Rov. That's my guess here. So it does look like our first game is finally ready, so I'm gonna get switched over. Yep, everything looks good, and we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Lev on the spy side as Teal starting off at the blue box.
And we're gonna go for a white microfilm. During the time of chaos, we're fairly well covered behind Seek there. Was that actually a red? That was a red.
The head was slightly visible from the sniper side. I don't think Rav caught any of it.
Yeah, Seek really
Directly,
saving us right there.
this is really good for Lev because we got the microfilm on the side of the books that's really visible usually, and that's a red test. So we're gonna have an easier time putting it in the green.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oftentimes on gallery, if you're going to go for the microfilm animation transfer, green is pretty easy to do. You can stand on the right side of the bookcase there behind a lot of cover and get it, but blue is usually kind of the moment of truth where it's very hard to get it done. So Lev getting probably the hardest part of that mission out of the way, also stepping out to the front conversation with our ST to get 42%.
We also have the double agent. We could potentially do a BB. Galleries known for having the DA usually uh, walk around and not join combos.
Yeah, it can be pretty hard to get a good banana bread or even a banana bread at all on this venue just because there's so many pads for the double agent to go to that sometimes it's really hard to get them in. There's only two conversations, so it's hard to really nail them down and get the contact off. But it doesn't look like Lev's going for it, and the ST leaves. There's a lot of people out of combo, so Lev's probably a little bit worried about eliminating them by going for contact. How come sometimes the casting hotkey doesn't work?
Casting hotkey, you mean switching between casting mode and
Yes.
I don't know. I don't really use that.
You're supposed to be able to press Control Shift C, but it doesn't always work. Anyways, I've got to switch back over. So we head to the back conversation. We're in a spot for a reverse drive-by. We go for it. It doesn't stick, and the laser's right on us during. I was on
It
Spy.
was visible. It was
Yeah.
visible. I switched the moment he started the bug. The hand return at least was kind of visible. Doesn't seem Raf caught it, or maybe he's waiting on confirmation because we don't get the highlight for it.
Yeah, and Lev is in a very dangerous position here, pacing-wise. With a minute and 25 on gallery and the kind of the size of the venue and the issues with the ST and the DA moving around a lot, it's going to be very hard for Lev to get a mission complete here. So they should be either thinking about going for a time ad like now or looking at potential frame options.
I think Pearls might have inspect done, but I don't know if she has anything else. So a safety off on Smallman though. Not sure why. I only caught this fingerprint on him.
Yeah, and
Green flirt brings us up to 97%, but then again, we have 40 seconds left on the clock. There's no way we can finish, even if we microfilm here, and we might just get shot if we do animation. There's no cover in our position here right now.
yeah, and we're stepping over to the left side of the green case to go for the microfilm, which is a bit dangerous.
It is a green test. It's On camera, but Rov's watching pearls really closely.
Yeah, waiting for the swap on pearls. Hopefully Lev is taking note of that, and can go for a frame swap on pearls because that's
We
really.
request, even if you purloin, and it's a white test anyway, but
Oh, I was
that's
wondering what
not
that
correct.
sound was. I could hear the double beeps. For some reason, I can hear some of the game sounds coming through your mic. I was like,
Oh,
how come I'm hearing double beeps? That's really weird.
I'm gonna lower the global volume a bit then.
Yeah. So Rob taking the shot onto Lev, who goes for a late white purloin there. And
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, I don't see the point of trying the purloin there since it's not gonna be a mission win countdown anyway, and maybe he shoots someone else. So the hope would have been better if he wasn't gonna do anything at that point.
yeah, I think going for a frame swap on pearls would have probably been the wiser move there if you're trying to, I'm assuming that the purloin there is like throw out a purloin, hope a civ shot happens. I think you're better to induce a civ shot, um, by going for the frame swap on pearls.
Yeah,
All right, so I'm gonna hit start next, and so you should just be waiting to press the OK button. Yeah.
yeah. I'm
Okay.
on always, but it keeps prompting if I select the
Gotcha.
always wait for a K to start.
All right, and 3, 2, 1, playing it. Rav on Duke. Let's see if we can get to mission win countdown this time. Chasing our ST to a side painting pad, we land the green. Luckily,
Mm.
ST stays in place long enough, we get a 51% flirt.
Oh, you're a bit ahead of me.
Am I?
Yeah, what time are you on?
327, 326, 325.
20, 25. Okay, I pushed a bit on the timeline. Oh, it's because I went into settings. Apparently, it doesn't play while I'm in the settings.
Ah. And we're just hanging out in the back conversation. ST isn't there. We're with an SDA who is actually the real double agent. We're going to go ahead and reject a drink. We're in a spot for a reverse drive-by bug, which might be the reason that we're standing here. And the angle's very good right now, and so is the cover. So if Tex does come around behind us there, we're in a position to get a good reverse drive-by bug. I'm going to go to
Yeah,
the
and
split screen camera to try and get both angles of this. And the ambit goes the other way.
we do get the BB though, and a few people in combo.
Yeah, so Rov taking that opportunity that we had pointed out that Lev did not take earlier, where if you've got the DA early and you have some people in conversation, it might be wise to go for banana bread. Now, in Lev's case on that last round, I think there was just too many people out of conversation, so it was a little bit different, but overall, Rov getting the early BB as sometimes it's a little bit hard to get it later. The only downside of that is you can't use it as a distraction technique later, so we'll see what Rov plans to do for his other two missions.
We heading into conversation next to our seduction target. White test for up to 85%. Um, kind of running low on time again, and we don't have any partial progress on anything as of yet. We don't have any fingerprint.
Yeah, and Rov kind of acknowledging that by cutting the talk animation and leaving the ST. He's going to head over to window so that the flirt cooldown goes away faster, and then he's going to head back into conversation, miss pad, but it's going to go
Misses.
unnoticed.
Only the head was visible on the sniper's side,
Yeah.
but Lev was zoomed in.
Yeah,
So
so he's rushing down flirt because he recognizes that he's low on time. I don't know, do you think a timeout is in order here, or do you think that he just needs to
yeah,
rush
I
through?
think I think he should have, in my opinion, he not should have, but could have time added when he split to go to the pad a bit. Because now it's like 1 minute mark. The sniper will watch the clock a bit more, or if it goes up, he'll notice it. Fake contact just throws off more low lights.
What was the reasoning behind that?
I'm not really sure. Uh, I don't think statue to statue, 30 seconds left on the clock after a fake contact is a good
There was
idea.
a difficult print, and he grabs one. He also goes for the green swap, so all he needs is one more fingerprint. He could chase down that briefcase over there to get into mission win. That DA or the twin may take before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
and
twins taking it.
he's gonna lose the fight on it. He's got to now rush down bug or try and get a difficult print with no time left. He's got to go rush for bug, otherwise he's not gonna hit mission win. Here he goes for the bug. We're gonna hit OT. Oh, and the Imba leaves.
No, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he's not gonna be able to get in time, and we're gonna get a timeout.
Yeah, if we did one time out there, I'm pretty sure we had time to do something else. Unfortunate, but this is how gallery usually goes.
Yeah, give me a second. I have someone saying game audio is muted. Very quiet game audio. Okay, let me turn it up there. All right. How's that, Klitos?
I think that
Okay, I've got the next one loaded up.
ready.
3, 2, 1. Playing it. Lev on
So
rocker.
1-1.
Pretty standard start here. Hanging out at a side pad while we wait for our ST to join a conversation or a spot for us to flirt. And Lev goes for it a bit early, rather than fully waiting to try and estimate where the ST is going to go, and just kind of ends up flailing about and missing the opportunity. But it's okay, waits a few seconds, heads into conversation next to Alice a little bit. Hopefully we get a green here. Green test for 44.
We're getting an innocent jank.
Yeah, kind of chasing down our ST a little bit subtly here on some of these side pads. We go for our next flirt, and unfortunately the ST leaves, which is just the tail of gallery, is you try and flirt at those painting pads, and the ST always just bounces away. And then you go
Yeah,
chase him to another one, and they leave again.
I mean, she is taking a drink. She could potentially leave, but she stays. Okay, we're not joining the combo.
Yeah, I don't like this because you're going to have to take a short path to land in conversation now, and she ends up leaving anyways. And Lev is probably going to chase on this one. No, ends up electing for the short path into convo with the double agent and a possible briefcase and the ambassador. Ambassador space is not invaded. What I'd like to see is maybe a contact into a drive-by bug here.
We instead do a white purloin.
A white purloin in a position where where the sniper's eyes should be. We've got the ambassador and we've got Toby there. So this is exactly where
Exchange, here
Rob should
comes
be
the low
looking.
line.
Yeah, Rob did not see who actually took the drink because he highlit Duke and Rocker there, whereas, Duke already had a drink.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to take all the safe low lights he can.
And
Leaders.
Lev returning back to Boots and Taft here could get caught for a false flirt pairing, kind of going back to the same spot that they already were.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of spies don't really pay attention to whom they're standing next to. They just pay attention to their seduction target, but don't really take into account that it could be flirt paired wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was Max who shot me the other day for that. And we're gonna go for a real contact. Low lights start popping off. Lev not using the opportunity to get any hardtails done. Safety off toggle onto the spy as Rocker here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way that Lev is gonna finish here. Like, okay, we finished the deuce, but what's our fort gonna be? Because we have almost 40 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, it's Lev's going to be hard pressed to get a mission complete here because we've already seen safety off toggle. So
I mean, yeah, we could have wash checked with Duke here and
Yeah,
hope
that would
it's
have
a
been the
50-50.
opportunity. Yep,
Yeah.
that would have been the one shot there to maybe get a civ shot on Duke. And the
No,
ST bails
RST
on us
left.
again.
Yeah, there's no way we're finishing.
I mean, you're gonna have to get, and it's into books. So, I mean, you could go for a flirt and then book to book, and just, just say screw it
Oh,
and just go for it. Flirt and then just walk. Oh wow, and that's what happens on
yeah, no, he's
gallery.
waiting for it. Yeah,
Yeah,
gets shot for it. So the score is 2-1 for Rav,
2-1
right?
for Rov. Yeah, gallery is just such a good test of like patience and time management for the spy. So let's see how Lev answers back. Should be sniping this time, I think. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Rav is wheels.
Rov electing to go to blue books early.
We could go for a microfilm now. We have cover from Toby. We just take the book out instead.
Yeah, and I think we're going to hope to land here with our ST and grab a flirt.
Green test, seduction cancel, the seduction target leaves,
Yep,
unfortunately.
the gallery ST bail.
Are we gonna microfilm outside or just hope the book gets forgotten? Yeah, we're microfilming outside. White test. Sniper zoomed in. We're completely off camera right now. Do you
Yep.
think this is a good move, or wouldn't it have been better just to go to green late game? Like, now you're gonna be
Um,
seen at green later on after.
yeah, I think most snipers are not tracking if they've, this person's been to both bookcases unless they like carried a book from one to the other. So I think that he's probably fine with that. I think doing the microfilm at the front pad is a bit risky, but I mean, if you watch some of your opponent's gameplay and you look at how often they stay zoomed, and then you consider the fact that the ambassador and Toby were at the top side of the venue, and I don't think there were many people at statues, the sniper should be zoomed in, so it was, relatively safe in that sense as long as you know your opponent. And we've now got the blue microfilm out of the way, which, as we noted before, is the harder part.
Yeah. 2 minutes left. 34% flirt. We could go into problems though if we don't pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, we've got to get. I almost want to see progress on another mission and not flirt, because, maybe work on flirt at the end because it's much harder to shoot for a flirt finish.
Yeah. Stepping next to our seduction. We could purloin here, I guess, as well. Since Twin is in front of us and it could have been confused as a who actually rejected, but
Yeah, that wouldn't have been a bad idea, actually. Sometimes that can be a bit hard to see who was actually rejecting it, and it's pretty crowded back there. I'm thinking now Perlin may have been a good option. Rov giving the camera a little bit of a shake. I think maybe towards the DA. I think Rov wants that double agent to join the top conversation, but um, they can't. So a double agent and a suspected double agent will never join the same conversation at the same time, and the spy here, Rov, does not know that Duke there is a suspected double agent.
oh, whoa, 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 whoa! That was a white purloin. The shot should have been on wheels. He wanted to shoot wheels there. He was completely short. Just fast shot shoots Toby instead.
Well, I mean, it is Toby's fault that the guest list got away. I mean, he's supposed to be guarding it. Why does he even have
He
it on the
wanted
tray? Why is it not
to.
in his pocket?
He could have waited a bit though. Was he that sure that he was finishing there? Or like,
No, he was. Obviously, I don't think I don't think that Lev was afraid of the finish there. I think that he just, you see the spy and you want to shoot him, and just probably did not anticipate that sequence of events where Toby would walk and cover the wheel. That is really unfortunate and a rare mishap. I don't think we've had many Toby shots in SCL this season.
yeah, that's unfortunate. And Rav goes on a 3-1 lead on his own pick.
3-1 lead on his own pick, so hopefully Lev can take some solace in that. It's like, yeah, they're kind of expected to do well on their own pick. The only hard part is for Lev to he needs to forget about that. He should not carry on the weight of accidentally shooting Toby into this next round and let it affect his gameplay. This is a point where I personally would probably take a break for a moment. I'd get up, walk around a little bit, take some deep breaths, just try to kind of let the emotion of, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that, go away before heading into the next round. So we don't have a way of knowing how long they spent between rounds because we're slightly behind the live game. But let's see how it affects their gameplay heading into the next round in 3, 2, 1. Playing it.
And this is Lev's pick. Starting off as Kane. Heading next to our seduction target, we choose to insta-talk white test up to 34%.
We've got a mid shark coming through. Is it going low after this, I believe?
Yes, it's middle, twice down, middle,
Yep.
twice up, middle. If I recall correctly, it's 4 times that throughout the whole game that it goes in the middle.
Low shark. Let's see if we're going to take advantage of it early here. We could walk with shark over to blue, pick book, and walk back. But it looks like Lev not going for any shark shenanigans as of yet. We're just going to hang out in the bottom right conversation with our ST while flirt cooldown expires.
Banana bread.
We go for a contact into a BB. We're at 85%. Low lights come off. Currently 4 low lights.
Decent BB, I'd say.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. How many people had real though? Was there an SDA in the bottom left convo?
I don't think so. I'm not even sure if there was one in the top one. We did start it as a fake, I think. Smallman just joined when we hit the BB.
I'd like to. I'm not a huge fan here of timer flirting twice to get 100%. But it is what it is. We're at 2 minutes and 15 seconds. We've got contact and seduce, and now is when the venue really starts to open up. We've got the 2 kind of given missions done, and now Lev has got to do his other 2 missions.
Yeah. The party seems a bit dull, so hopefully it picks up a bit. Heading into statues to pick up a pair of inspects and the highlight for it, since Rav is giving road statue highlights.
Yeah, pretty standard and safe strategy here. Just get contact seduce, going for inspects. I'll be interested to see kind of where Lev goes from here because I have a feeling that going for a very standard gameplay of like contact seduce, let me get double inspects, and then do a purloin or a swap or something. Just maybe a little bit too standard for Rov's sniper. I think he may catch on to it, but well, we have a bit of time until we get to that point anyways.
We are one of the highlights, though. Purloin's going to be a bit tricky.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would anticipate an inspect swap here behind Shark.
Yeah, he needs to time it well. I don't think we have time to do that.
He did just look at the Shark, so he is going for it, I believe.
He's
got to get he's got to inspect on screen, and then he's got to swap once this Shark comes up, which I think this is what he's setting up for. Yeah, I think we might see a shot before. Yep. Ah. How did he? Okay, so the spectation is just slightly off.
Yeah, I think he managed an angle that he could have shot.
Yeah, because on my screen he was not visible.
I think yeah, I don't know, because he flickered when the animation break was happening when he put down the statue.
Yeah, and just to my understanding, the spectation versus actual in-game shark positioning is slightly off, so he may have been able to just see the tip of his head. It would be really cool to know how tight this shot is, to see it from the actual sniper POV, because it probably was pretty tight. That was a pretty good shark walk from spectator. I imagine it's not completely off from the spectator side, so good job by Rov. Good awareness, and this is exactly what aquarium shark play has been a big topic of discussion recently with like Lazy Bear and Pofke really doing a lot of crazy stuff like this. And what you've got to look for is people setting up for it. And that's exactly what we just saw from Kane here was middle shark is going, he's hanging out closest to, the spot that he's going to go to, so he's hanging there, and as soon as the shark is getting ready for it, you can just tell this timing that's exactly what it is. You can just tell by the timing in which Kane is going for that. So Rob having a very good presence of mind on aquarium shark positioning and what characters are where, and takes a correct shot for it. So good job.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens that two people are doing the kind of finishing
Yeah, yeah.
mission, and one of them's behind sharks, so you gotta just risk it and just go for who you actually think is the most.
Suspicious, right? Well, let's see what Lev does here next in three, two, one. Playing it. Let's see if
Rob
Rob.
is Alice.
Yeah, let's see if Rob has any shark tricks up their sleeve, or if he's just gonna go for some standard gameplay. Though I
I
suppose it's standard to use shark tricks on aquarium now.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to use the shark at a certain point at least once to get something by. We are in convo in the middle. Yamba's in the middle. We could go for a middle shark bug. Doesn't seem we are taking it.
I think the foot might have been visible there on the bottom, but overall pretty good. Probably not noticed. No highlight, no reaction as of yet. And there's Rav using a little bit of shark action as we were just talking about.
I wasn't on sniper. I kind of wanted to see from the spy, but hopefully it wasn't visible at all.
I think her foot may have appeared at the bottom. I was in split screen, but I wasn't looking at that part right at that moment. So we'll definitely check it out in the replay, but I think her foot may have been slightly visible. And
I mean, we don't. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we've got our hardtail through, so at this point we could just go pretty standard, like maybe go and get an inspect now. That way you're not having to finish inspect so late into the game, and then just work on contact and flirt.
I still think that doing inspect contact is kind of risky on aquarium because it
It
kind of like looks like you missed something, which you can easily miss if it's behind shark.
Yeah, I think going for statues and contact on any 4 of 8 venue, whether it be gallery, Tayen, um, ballroom, or like aquarium, it's a huge red flag. And yeah, I guess it does force the sniper into going for a shot a bit early. Like, I think that if Rob is going to go for contact and inspect, they need to get their inspects done now and not force it late. But leaving one of those two out, whether going silent or whether going statueless, those are much more safer and powerful. And I wouldn't be surprised if Rob does that this game and either leaves out statues or leaves out contact. It'd be really cool to see a silent game. If you're going to leave one out, I mean, just, I don't know, maybe go for inspects and leave out contact.
We delegate. It's mid shark. I don't even know if it's gonna stick. Might expire. Yeah, it expires.
We're going for a white
Man,
contact that has 5 people out and a lot of fakes.
yeah, and we don't even split with the shark either.
Still holding the
We
drink. I would have liked to see a gulp on that.
we could just wait and purloin behind the shark here. Oh, I think we're framing Irish here. No, or not.
Maybe going for a shark walk swap, but with the drink, how's the timing on this going to be? Let's go split screen here and take a look.
He needs to do it now and put
Swap.
it down. And
Swap is done, and we're walking.
we're walking. The sniper was zoomed onto teal to see the swap.
Yeah,
I
and
don't think.
I think Lev has a feeling about it at that point towards the end.
And the score is 5-1. Rob.
5-1, yeah. Yeah, I think that Lev started to notice once that shark passed and Alice was no longer there, and was kind of maybe hoping to get a shot behind shark, but just couldn't land it. And as you said, there's 2 characters kind of going to statues towards the end of the game, but Mom's was not going to be a shark walk, so you definitely need to be suspicious of Alice, considering it's also the same move that you just pulled on Rov, and Lev not able to catch Rov in the setup process. And then we wanted to look at the bug. So keep in mind the shark placement is not going to be as accurate as in-game through spectator mode, but I think this is what I saw. Yeah, so her probably from her knees down was visible, at least in this replay
Yeah,
here.
it's visible on the tail if you look, like the way she spins to go back. I
Hmm.
think he should have went a bit early. Maybe
Yeah.
it's different for them, like you said. I think he wasn't suspicious of Alice up until the point that he went to statues.
Right. Yeah, I think so
So
too.
I think Teal might have completed inspect there as well.
Right. All right, let's see what happens next. We've got aquarium loaded up in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Gonna have Lev pulling out the Smallman here.
We are going for a bug. It's slightly visible on camera. It doesn't even hit.
Yeah, I
Green
think
test for 39%. We split.
yeah, I think we were okay on the bug. We might get flirt paired with Alice here. And we're gonna go for an early BB, which I actually like. Conversations are pretty filled, and only a few low lights are gonna come out, but it is a white on screen. Stop talk may have been in order there.
Oh, Duke couldn't have. I mean, I think he's assuming Duke had a action priority uh, misclick there into an early fake instead of a reverse drive-by. Because the Amba was passing like right behind him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so Rav maybe thinking that Lev wouldn't go for a banana bread that early, or that it was just not good enough for it to be real. Lev does enter this next conversation with our ST here and goes for pretty much an instant talk up to 72%, but we're somewhat covered. We had someone else in the front of the convo, so I don't think it was noticed. No highlight.
We're pretty active,
Hmm.
and we're small man. Doesn't seem to throw any suspicion.
Yeah, we're very active. We've bounced around from middle to right to bottom left convo to top left pad, and now again back to bottom left convo. Safety
Safety
off?
off on Pialis. We flirt and stop talk behind Shark. Seduce is complete. 2 minutes left on the clock. Pretty good spot. We're not suspicious.
Yeah, we don't really have any suspicion for all of this activity. We do have a possible bug option. Oh, and we took it upon
We
entry. Okay,
we
nice.
took it. It was visible on the sniper camera. It seems Rav hasn't noticed it.
Yeah, it kind of just looked like part of Smallman's idle animation where he brings his hands forward from when they're down on the side. So I think Rav is maybe just thinking about it right now.
I mean, he did reset idle to do that, but
And
really good spot for Lev here.
yeah, it's not bad. I have a feeling that Rob is a little more onto it than we're able to tell via his lights here. Oh,
Uh,
oh wow.
yeah.
Okay, I'm
I
wrong.
was gonna say he's really suspicious of Alice. He actually safetied off on her before. I don't know if she was completing inspect there or not, but
Right. Okay, I'm gonna load up the next one because it did say game ended prematurely, so I kind of just want to see what happens here. Um, Let me actually load it up here on the loading screen and just check the length of it before we actually go through the whole thing. Control
sure.
Shift C. Okay, it looks like it's a real game, so I'll toggle this back.
So I'm paused on it as well. So if you do the countdown, so it's on the same.
Yep. And we'll go 3, 2, 1, playing it with Rav on teal. Mom.
Green test, 51% at the bar. The seduction leaves as well. Picks up the highlight for statues. I think that's good. We're not gonna be flirt paired either, I think, here.
Yeah, and we end up not taking a drink, which I think Rav may get some credit for if Lev is paying close enough attention that Rav passed up a fingerprintable drink. I don't know the actual order of the bar, so maybe it wasn't going to be an option. Rav going for a shark walk here at the front of the venue. Uh, Mom's feet are probably on screen.
I
I don't.
mean, we are completely on screen.
Yeah, I just don't know how accurate the shark is with where we're at. And we shark walk into blue. Let's see if we're going to shark walk back. We are. We're going to shark walk the blue book over to the green case here.
We are kind of we just stopped visibly, like the tip of our head is visible. It's still visible now. We're dumping, and we're seen splitting the same time as Sari. Slight break of animation there, but it worked, I guess. No highlight onto us. Interesting play.
Banana bread.
White test BB, our double agent decides to leave the moment that the BB is uttered. So we don't get it. It's a fake, but what do you think the play is going to be here? Purloin, maybe?
Yeah, it looks like we might pick up a delegate just to have it in pocket, but I think Rav is still has enough time on the clock to where they don't know exactly how they're going to finish. They're probably just trying a couple things and see how it pans out. I suspect we'll probably pick up delegate and then head into our ST to finish up flirt, and at that point consider sending a delegate.
We could delegate here behind the shark. It's middle one. Flirt,
Yeah.
done. Green test, nice. Stop talk. We had the potential there to delegate to Kane.
Could maybe
Banana
go for a
red.
bug behind the shark there. We don't. We're going to go for
Contact.
contact, and we're going to delegate at the same time as the distraction.
Now we're gonna see how aware Lev was of where Wheels went to the bar from. Yeah.
Lev on top of it. Nice. So Lev starting to mount a comeback here. It was down, what, 5-1 is one of the last two games in a row, so that's going to do a bit for his momentum as we head into the next venue, which is going to be Modern, which was
Rod's
Rov's
pick.
pick, yeah. Let's take a
Ready
look.
when you are.
Go ahead and hit OK and then pause it because I accidentally
Okay.
did that.
Okay. No worries.
And we'll go 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Lev as Alice on Modern. Nice pick. You kind of need a kind of fast character to be able to win on this one.
Yeah, and due to the size of Modern, you may see some people read into that. Where I know I've heard of some players who will like low light Pearls and Sari on this venue because it's just so hard to get stuff done with their speed and the size of it. So if that's something that Rav is thinking about, this could spell danger for Lev here, picking one of the faster characters in the game. I think she's what, like second in speed? Third maybe?
Maybe. I know Taft is the fastest
Yeah,
one,
Taft
if
is
I'm correct.
fastest. I think the twins also feel really fast, but so does Alice. We're going to get a cough. It is on screen as we walk away into Green Book and pick up a highlight.
No, I didn't hear the cough.
Yeah, there's a cough for sure. Gotta have
Even my
subtitles on.
feelings are weird.
Subtitles OP.
However, before when you said some people might lowlight Sari and Pearls, I personally wouldn't do that at the start of the game. Some people do pick them for that exact reason,
Yeah.
that they're low suspicion on venues like this. However, like Roth decided to highlight Pearls for picking up a set of inspects.
hmm Yeah, I mean, as long as you know to watch your lowlights also, then it's, a little bit safer. And
Banana
I
bread.
love the highlight from Rav during that cough. What he did was he paused for a moment. He didn't go for the instant lowlights. He wanted to look for the actual cough animation and look who was trying to do something to mask it, which is is exactly what Lev did. He left the conversation to go over to Green Books to make it say, hey, look, it couldn't have been me that coughed. I was over at the books. And Rov catches it and highlights him for it.
I just realized we did microfilm immediately after getting the highlight for splitting onto green.
Oh, it must have been maybe a green test or something. Or maybe it's when Rov was going for the lowlights there.
I mean, we're in perfect view right now. I don't think we should microfilm here.
Yeah, red, traditionally a pretty risky one to microfilm at just due to the angle that you're facing against the sniper. Usually if you want to do the animation microfilm, you want to do it in blue and, at blue or green. Or blue and green.
Green test up to 85% on our seduction. Kind of running low on time.
Pofke asking in chat what was the highlight. There was a cough and then Lev split into green books. Yeah, and Lev right now is a bit behind the pacing here. Needs to either be looking for a frame or start rushing down missions or go get a timeout before we hit like 45 seconds.
I'm gonna say it's better to go for a frame with 1 minute left. I don't think rushing for missions with 1 minute left is gonna go unnoticed by Rav here.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. Maybe go frame swap Taft. I mean, he's the only other highlight. Hopefully Lev is tracking who's been to statues. Maybe Oprah here, maybe another option, or frame delegate Taft. Go follow Taft and go for the frame delegate. We are at 2 missions, so if we can frame delegate Taft here and then try to find a miracle 4th mission, could be an option. But Lev just not doing anything.
I don't think we had time. Even if we would go now to Taft, we would have to instantly split for the bar and take the pearl, and it still might have been OT if that was countdown.
Yeah, so it looks like Lev at this point is just committing to the timeout. Safety off toggle
Safety
on
off.
Alice.
Yeah, he knows 100% it's Alice. We're just
Yep.
waiting for confirmation.
Yep.
No reason to shoot yet. I think Lev knows that as well.
And we're going to see a timeout. Good patience by Rov, has his target in sight, and just waits for them to show 4 missions on the board, and Lev not willing to challenge or go for any type of frame there. So Rov going to pick up another point and therefore pick up the first marble or SCL point as we head into the next Modern. We'll see if Lev can take a win and try to progress to the last venue, which is Balcony, where, in my opinion, it's coin flippy enough to where they could get 2 points and tie the set, or will it end here? Let's find out. I accidentally hit OK, so go ahead and hit OK and then pause it.
Okay.
Sorry. And 3,
No.
2, 1, playing it.
Rob as Oprah. Starting off at the pad, kind of eyeing out the party a little bit, seeing where we could head, and I'm gonna assume it's our seduction. And she splits.
Yeah, ST splits, and Lev has a chance here to tie up this entire set, especially with the last venue as Balcony. But obviously they need the win right here. Bit of a bar rush.
I mean, if he's not nervous and holds the shot and accurately tracks, I mean, Modern is a sniper-sided map. He could get a sniper win here.
I mean, all of that could be said about any venue.
I mean, yeah, but Modern is more sniper-sided than others, right? Like, you have the spy in plain view constantly moving around.
True. Yeah, there's not too much occlusion. Some of the other venues, you've got, like Ballroom, the conversations can kind of occlude one another, whereas that just doesn't happen on this map just due to how large it is. So you're right that the Spy doesn't really have much cover. They've got to... I think Modern, you've got to be a little bit tricky. It's a venue where you've got to do some frame delegates or some frame swaps or something cheeky. You can't just do a straight up play because it's just too hard to get it all done and not be seen.
Yeah. Statues are really far away, so you're gonna be seen walking across the whole venue to finish them, unless you go to the close ones. But 85% flirt, and we're heading out to the bar, picking up a delegate.
We're gonna instant take Purloin, framing maybe Duke or General or Boots was down there with us.
I don't think Duke could have Lev correctly lowlights Duke. I don't think Duke could have delegated. He was too
Okay.
far away. He would have delegated to General. I think we just took the list because I think we were closest to the Amba.
Yeah, I know that some snipers,
Oh,
and we get a low light onto Rav, some snipers will not necessarily remember who is standing exactly next to who, but just remember which convo they came from and look to the people who, had drinks there, because kind of was my thought on Duke. And Rav picking up the low light for the direct take, a bit surprising. Did Lev see who took it? Because typically you wouldn't low light the person that took it on the off chance that it was a direct take.
I honestly not sure.
Hmm. Well,
I'm
now
gonna assume he's watching for bug here, but yeah, low light onto us is really good for Rav here, but we are kind of running low on time and we gotta do something else. Otherwise, we might time out as a low line.
yeah, and I think that Rav does not anticipate being a low light right now.
Yeah, I don't think you usually assume that if the laser hovers over you after you directly take the pearl line that you're a low line.
Right. We're picking up a
We are
pair of
in.
inspects. And this is another good moment to kind of test Rov's spy here, just in terms of just kind of where they're at skill level wise. After a moment like this, sometimes you've just got to play like it's unsuspected,
Banana red.
otherwise you're not going to finish. And we're going to go for a contact that eliminates the primary target. We just had a safety off toggle on Irish. So Lev kind of pausing, not moving his sniper around and going, okay, I was wrong. My top person was just out for BB. I think Queen has a fake, and I'm not sure about General. Um, so a little bit
We're
worried. He may realize that he has the spy low lit by this point, and he's just waiting for some type of movement here. And that movement could be this swap that's about to go through.
we're not rotating to see it. We are rotating now. Swap scene. Swap's on camera. Is he gonna? He's shooting at us.
Ah, safe shot onto Alice.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I did like the swap because that's a pair of statues that we'd already been to, which is typically
Mhm.
like a not a spy-like thing to do to go back to statues you'd already been to unless you're getting a fingerprint. Now, unfortunately, the swap is not seen, and that rotate may have just been for the ambassador and Alice coming through, and Lev just not really noticing the swap at all, unfortunately. So that's going to spell the end of Rav versus Lev, and it ends 7-3, which was what I predicted.
Yeah, I was about to say that you actually predicted 7-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it's gonna be a bit closer, but
It
it would have
felt
been 7-4 if Lev didn't shoot Toby there at least.
Yeah, it felt like Lev was playing nervous, to be honest. I mean, we had a couple civ shots and a couple mistakes here and there. Rov, I think, was just playing, pretty clean and tight across the board. So, overall, pretty decent set. I mean, like I said, I think one of the players was a bit nervous. There was a couple mistakes here and there, but still some really good gameplay. We got some shark walks on aquarium and fun stuff like that. So, it was fun, and congratulations to both players, and thank you, Loris, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
All right, GG's.